Anthony Joshua vs. Daniel Dubois could lead to the biggest fight in the history of the entire sport. The stakes for Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois are titanic. They fight for the IBF World Heavyweight title in front of a full Wembley Stadium on Saturday night, live on Sky Sports box office. For Dubois, victory would see him eclipse the man who has been the brightest star in British boxing for the last decade. Anthony Joshua vs. Daniel Dubois, how to book and ways to watch. Book Anthony Joshua vs. Daniel Dubois, Sky subscribers. Book Anthony Joshua vs. Daniel Dubois, non-Sky subscribers. Listen to the latest Fight Week Daily podcast. Andy Scott and John Denon discuss all the talking points from the Joshua vs. Dubois weigh-in, including Dubois hitting the scales at his heaviest. Dubois might have been elevated from interim titleist to world champion without throwing a punch, but winning this would prove him worthy of the IBF championship he now holds but is yet to win in the ring or defend in the bout. It would silence all the doubts that have been cast over him ever since the agonizing knee he took to bow out against Joe Joyce. It would show Dubois could handle himself on the grandest stage of all. His place in boxing history is being written. It will be assured if ultimately he fights for the undisputed title and all four of the major belts. AJ vs. Dubois, how to book and ways to watch. Book AJ v Dubois, Sky subscribers. Book AJ vs. Dubois, non-Sky subscribers. Music ringside for AJ vs. Dubois at Wembley. Beating Dubois at Wembley would, in all likelihood, lead to him to that epic end goal. Tyson Fury is set to rematch Alexander Usyk for the other 3 titles on December 21st. The victors of these 2 fights are on course to box next year. AJ vs. Dubois. Dubois' former coach Shane McGuigan breaks down which way Joshua vs. Dubois could go. Joshua has looked to face down his opponent throughout the build-up to this fight. At 6 feet 6 inches tall and over 252 pounds, bigger than Dubois' career heaviest of over 248 pounds, Joshua is intimidating. But he doesn't believe Dubois is afraid of him. I don't think he's scared of me. I think he might be nervous because he wants to perform. It's a big occasion. There's a big difference, Joshua told Sky Sports. The champion though is convinced that psychologically he has the edge in this fight. Not because of that. I just think because I've been working on my mentality, he said solemnly. In boxing the metaphorical and the literal can blur. Joshua is prepared to take himself to dark places in a fight, to stretch himself to the limit so that when he meets the very best in the division, he's not only able to compete with them, he's able to beat them. Dubois, once accused of being a quitter himself, wants to push AJ beyond what he can take. For him the sweetest victory in the greatest fight of this life wouldn't be a knockout. It would be to subject Joshua to so much punishment that it makes the former champion quit. He has shown cracks, Dubois told Sky Sports. I know what I need to do. Break him down. Make him quit. Put that spirit on him and bring that out of him. Force that out of him and just go to war. I'm a younger, fresher man. He looks good, but he's an old, worn-out fighter. He's been in many battles. I need to just bring that out of him and make it a dogfight. Joshua says he wants to show his gladiatorial spirits against Dubois in front of a sellout crowd at Wembley Stadium. That is for personal satisfaction. It would show that he was on Joshua's level after all and deserving of all the respect that comes with that. He's sure that Joshua does not see him that way today. Dubois believes Joshua doesn't truly register him as a threat. He reckons Joshua views him in much the same way as he always has. That little kid. Of course he does. They all see me as that little kid I used to see in the gym. That was quiet, that was sparring the GB squad, the GB days, Dubois said, convinced Joshua is making a mistake in that regard.